Hello, this is the second part of the Umbraco 9 Mano basic template, implementation of the document and data types. Right, last time we just implemented the block lists and that are going to be used as data types for the second level. At least the slide and split content are. Now let's create the next element types. If we come back to so we're going to start at the top. And this would be okay. We create a heading. And we find a user for the heading, and let's double check the. So we need title, subtitle, link, and a photo. So we've got title, subtitle, link, and a photo. And we say okay to that. Now we need to create the heading settings. Heading settings. You just choose the same logo, icon rather, and for this we choose the title, background color, and overlay. So we come here for title, background color, and overlay. This is for the settings, the heading settings. And we click OK. Right. Now the next item is the related content. At the moment we haven't created any content, so we will come back to these two elements. So we start with the slider now. We continue with the slider. So call it slider. Just to make a note, the third level is called the slide, and this is a slider. So slightly different name. I'm making an error again. Right, let's see what do we need to choose from here. We choose a title and a slide. Now remember that in the previous video we created a slide block list data type. So we select the title, and also we need to select the block list slider block list. Okay, so we say slide is the name of the property. Okay, and that is almost it. We need to select an icon. We just select that, save. Now we need to create the settings for this. So we slider settings. We choose the same. Now here we will select the title and background color. Title, background color. Is that correct? I think I didn't update this, but yeah, that's what we need this. Yeah, Yes, that's a background color element. Right, so let's save this. Now we create the split content, and for that we have title, text, and then photo. We might reverse the order because I tend to have photo first and then text. So let's do that. Let's create title split. Split. Select an icon. This is to recreate the title. Now we've got the photo, split photo. So what's the name of the, we just call it photo. And the other property is text, and we call her text, split text. That's the block list, which we, right, so we've got a title to know, so that we know what type of content will be introduced. Got the photo and the text. We save that. Now we create the settings. Something is not entirely right in here. Let me just split settings, split, and then we have the title, reverse order, and background color. We did not create the reverse because it's not something that we will reuse. It's only for this. Okay, background color element, and we can create the reverse order here. Let me just select it. True, false. It's a Boolean. This will enable us to reverse the order of the text first and then the image if we wanted to. Right. Let me just, I'm just concerned that I'm not choosing all the settings that I require for this. So for the heading, I need a background color, title, and subtitle color. So let's title color and subtitle color plus the background color. That is what I needed. Right, so the background color is as content. We will change that in a moment. Let me just come here. Background color. We just do settings. Okay. Okay, that's what we want. That's fine, that is here. Okay. Now slider settings. We're gonna use the background color, text content color, the title. Okay, so we just first have a look at, in the slider we have title, subtitle, Right, let's the background color, the text color, subtitle color. Right. Come to settings, and we want all the other colors as well. So we've got background color, subtitle color, and text color plus title color. So we've got all the colors there. Right. Okay, so we've got headings, ladder, split content, got text content. So this would be the text only content. Choose a simple icon, and in here we should choose what we choose: title, subtitle, and text. Title, subtitle, and text elements. Okay, and we now create title content settings. Right, select them. In the settings we will have the title as a dummy. Now we need to have control of the colors, so we just select all the colors that we've got, including the background. Okay, right. I think this is looking okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the content, related content, we will do later on once we've created the pages. Okay, we need to now create the block lists for this in the first level. What's that? In data types, we create the main content, and we call it main content block list. Right, so we are block lists, and we create the block list, and we title it main content block list. Oops. Right, so now we will create the block lists for heading, and here's the title. Oops, title. Right, and we got the heading, and we also have the settings for the heading in the second level. Perfect. Create another block, and we use slider, title, and the settings for the slider, settings. Perfect. Another block, split, title, alias, and the split settings. Now the last one, the text. Again, title, alias, and we select the settings for this module. Right. Now we've created a main content. Actually, let's give it space and save it again. Right, we've got the main content, which we will use as a data type in the first level of our block lists. Right, here we create the main content, and we say And let's come here, so we call it block lists. We call it simply main content, or we call the document type content. Say content. Content, and we have main content. Okay, and we call it main content block list. Right, so what we've done is we give it a title, name the actual document type element content, the group is called content, the property type is main content, and the block list element that we just created. Now you will see once we've added this to the pages how this will be coming together. Right, so we've got SEO and summary on all the pages, but now we want to add the content from the first level block. We save. Content. We save. We're not going to do that for the news item, but we'll do that for the text. Content. Okay. I think it's time we add the properties for this news item. Now, for this we will use these properties. So we've got title, so we can reuse that. So we get title, and that will create this this content or this group, and in here we can add the other properties. Let's say author, and we select the type, called publish date, date time, we create a slogan, text box, that too. That's what we have prepared here. Categories, we will use tags for that. The tags are just here. Main picture. Media picker. Text, we select the grid editor. Grid editor layout. Right, so here we want to have, we don't need this, we don't need this, yes, and we don't need this. We just want to create a full width, and we give this the same name, 12 columns, allow all, and we save that, and we add another one. We get this 6, 6, which is that. So we have 2 columns, and we will add one more for 3 columns of 4 units, as it were, and we save that. the reason we've done that is because Bootstrap uses a system of 12 columns, and if you look in here, we've got a full width, which is one single column. Because it's got 12 columns, we're dividing this into 2, 6, and that represents 2 columns, and we're dividing the 12 by 3, and that gives us 4 columns each in each column. So hopefully this is understandable. Right, we submit that, and we come and have a look. We already added these and added these. We need to add the related news items. Right, we will do that at a later stage once we've created the pages. Right, in the content. So now we've got all the properties almost. There's one more thing we need to do here, and we need to make the home page allow us root. That will enable us to create the page in the content section. We will be able to create the home page, and all the pages that are children of home will be the pages that form the content of the page. So let me just add here the text page and also the news feed, and we save. Right, now the news feed is parent to the news item. So we add news item. We're not going to make this root. I won't allow it as root, so we save. So this means that we can create children of newsfeed, all these new items, so we can have any number of new items. And we select here in list views will enable us, well actually let's do it later once we've created a couple of news items. So we've saved this, and there is another normally I set the general settings as root because I like to have them separate, and I believe we can do that on these because currently I don't know how to turn this into a package, and if I do get to learn to do it, then I will be moving that to well, if it needs to be moved, and you will understand that in the next part of this. Right, we've created all these document types. Now we're ready to create the pages. So let's go to content. At the moment we haven't got anything, but here we can create a home and we can create the general settings page. So let's start with the home, and we call it home. So we've got the SEO and the summary, and we just, for now, we call it home as well, and home. This is the home page. We just repeat this in the summary, and we can add an image. Right, for now we will let's see, what do we do? On splash.com. This is the Salt Lake in Bolivia that we've been using the images of. So, and the previous, so let's just use this with flags. Okay, so we just say, let's click here. We want, as a summary, medium. That would be fine. Okay. Okay. So we just move that. Oh, there it is. The image. Now, the block lists that we worked so hard on are here, the main content. And this is the beauty of block lists. Right, we can create, well, let's start, because of the home page, we create a slider. And we call it home slider. And then we'll create the slides. Now, we need to reorganize the order of all these elements. We will do that next, but let me just add, let's say that this is going to, well, for the time being, we don't have any other pages, but we can come back to that. Let's just, for argument's sake, use the same image. We put slide 1, and just repeat this, slide 1, slide 1, slide 1. There you go. This is required. Okay. So we can let's create BBC. We create a link to go there and make it, and then we put BC. Right. Okay, so this is going to go to the BBC. Okay, so we add another slide. And I just create the same link. Open a new tab because it's an external page. Well, right, let's just get a different image for the second. I think this was one image that was quite striking. Let's go with this one. Get a medium. Okay, so here's a medium image. And select. We copy and paste this a few times. Right. Let me do that for now. So these are the title is getting the name. So it's called slide 1, slide 2. We can change that name to something else like flags, and that's what's going to show here. Right. So that's it for now. All right. Let's do some changes to this because we want the main content to appear first, then the summary and SEO. So we go back to settings and give the groups different values. So the SEO, let's give it number 3 and save. The summary, we'll give it a 2. And the block lists, we want these to come first. We give it a -1. Okay. Just to ensure that the content appears in the order that we want it. So here we have the main content appears here, the summary, and then the SEO last. Right. Now under home, we can create another, pages. We can create, let's create about page. And in here, we've used the slider. Now let's use the heading. And on the heading, we can add a link. We can have an image and a title. Right. So let's just give it a title of about an image of that nature, and again we can actually link to the home page. There you go. And then we can put some summary. We use the same image about this is the about page. Okay, we've got all the content that we need. We can create another bit of content. We can call it services, and we use another heading, call it services. We use the flags, and another we can link to about. Brilliant. Okay, now at the moment we are only creating the content here. On the front page, nothing has changed, and I'll demonstrate that here, because we have to implement the rest of the content. So here we need to add a template, a bootstrap HTML and CSS, which we will be looking into in the next chapter. But for now, I just wanted to show you how the work that we've done has translated into this content management system that we created by initially creating the singles, and this is powering everything, almost everything. Then we've got the settings, which we haven't created the page for all the content for, but we will in a moment. Let me just go and create that. But before I create that, let me just create the news feed. Create the news feed, and we can say latest news, and then here we can have a heading of latest news. We can have an image. We use the flag for now, and we put a link. We might need to change this data type because I don't want to always need to have an image, so I have to come back to that. So let's just for now do that and save that, and then we can add, or we don't have to. Hopefully we don't have to. I'll just save this and see if we get any errors. No errors. Okay, brilliant. Now remember that latest news, or the news feed, is parent of news items, and we can create a news item. First news item, and we can give it the same title. Author is Manny. Published. Let's do today. Slogan. First news item. For this template, Umbraco 9 site. Okay, we can say Umbraco 9, and then we put comma. Okay, news Right, I thought this was tags, but it doesn't seem to be behaving like tags. We will look into that in a moment. And main picture. Yeah, that'll do. We can add some text, and this will allow us to, let's go and have a look at Lorem Ipsum. More options, save and exit. Okay. Content. We've got rich text and okay. That's it. That's one item, and we can see that this is the child. Let's put a capital L here. Now we know that the first news is a child of latest news. If we create another item and we create a full width content, right, so we can use some of these as the title, the name, the title, the author, we keep with money, the date, let's say today, slogan. Let's just separate this. Oh, and okay, I see what's happening. We needed to enter it. Right. Okay, so we could just use slogan to be this. Okay. Right. We don't have this. We're not going to enter that. But I just want to illustrate what this does. So we have any number of news items. But what we can do in here is we go back to the settings. We go to the pages and go to newsfeed. And in newsfeed, because this is the parent of these news items, we can say when there is content under this newsfeed, we want it to look. We want to enable list view. So we save the list view, and now when we go to the content and refresh, okay, we can see that the list views is working, and the children of latest news are not appearing here anymore. Right. The last thing we do for this chapter is create the settings. General settings, and we call it general settings. Right, and we give the website name. This is basic template. I just put some that may be enough as a description. We can create a menu, and we can include the home page, and we one by one go adding the pages that we've created, and we put the news items or the news feed here. Great. For the footer, let's say that we just put services. That'll do. Social media. We do have social media. Let's add some social media. But before we add social media, at the moment, because we haven't got anything to render yet, we're gonna leave this untouched. And once we have actually content rendered, we will begin to make these changes. Social media, we just add, we put Facebook, and we add Let me just add Facebook as in https facebook.com, and in here you can see this is Facebook. So Twitter. Hope that's how you spell Twitter. I'm not entirely sure. Let's just double check. That is one of my weaknesses. Spelling Twitter. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so we've got just 2 items, and this should turn from item 2 to Twitter. Yeah. Okay, so we've got our general settings that are going to be, it's going to be content that is going to be in all pages, like the website name and perhaps the description, or yeah, and then we will add this to the footer menu. We can add other pages such as cookie policies and terms and conditions in here, and just list them in the footer. We will list the social media in the footer as well. Yes, so I think that's all we will cover for now. One thing we did not do is add actual content on the split content. Let's add text content. In here we put some text, and let's get some quick text for here, and we put some title text. Okay, so we save that. That's just to demonstrate how the modules behave. We can also do the split content, which we haven't yet done. Split content, that will be appearing here. We add an image. We can just put the flags, give it flags. This title should be above. We will modify that later on in the next chapter. We put a link here. We could just say services. That's fine. And text. Let's put some text and a subtitle. We could just say services. No, we would use this as title, and this bit of text as subtitle. There you go. But once we have this in the correct order, it will be easier to enter content. Right, and we save. Right, that's how our modules work. We will add the missing contents in the next chapter, the block lists. We have related content and related news items. And also we will bring in the HTML and CSS from Bootstrap. And hopefully, if we have time, which we might do into more episodes, we bring in the HTML, and then the last episode will be bringing in the actual code that will render the whole of the content that we've created this CMS for. That's all for now. Thank you so much, and look forward to the next time. Bye bye.